What are the bonds? Bonds are debt securities issued by companies, municipalities, or governments to raise capital. When you buy a bond, you are effectively lending money to the issuer, who agrees to pay you interest on the principal amount until the bond matures, at which point the issuer repays the full principal. Bonds are typically used to finance large projects, such as building infrastructure or expanding a business, and are considered to be less risky than stocks because they offer a fixed income stream and have a defined maturity date. The interest rate on a bond, known as the coupon rate, is determined by the issuer's creditworthiness and prevailing market conditions at the time of issuance. Here are a few examples of bonds. 1. Corporate bonds. These are issued by companies to raise capital for business operations or expansions. For example, Apple Inc. might issue corporate bonds to finance a new product line. 2. Municipal bonds. These are issued by local governments or municipalities to raise money for public projects such as building schools, hospitals, or roads. For example, the City of New York might issue municipal bonds to finance the construction of a new public transit system. 3. Treasury bonds. These are issued by governments to finance their operations and pay for projects such as infrastructure, education, and defense. For example, the U.S. Treasury Department might issue treasury bonds to finance the federal government's budget deficit. 4. High-yield bonds. These are also known as junk bonds and are issued by companies with lower credit ratings. These bonds offer higher yields to compensate for the additional risk. For example, a startup company with a high risk of failure might issue high-yield bonds to raise capital to finance its operations.